Hi friends. So today I'm on the floor because, as you can see right here next to me, we are going to do an updated TBR Cart tour because this thing is packed. And instead of like what I did before where I showed you like all my stickers and shit, we're not going to do all that. I'm just going to show you the books that I'm excited to read, basically. So I decided just randomly recently that I don't want to do hauls on here anymore. It's just too much. I buy a lot of books, to be completely fucking transparent about it. And I don't know. I know they're popular. I just don't like doing them. They're a lot of work and I just don't enjoy them. I've been really inspired to do other things where I'm kind of talking about the books that I'm reading more. So that's kind of what inspired this one. Like I said, I just really want to talk about books that I'm like really excited to get to this year. So this is where we're going to start. And like I said, this is full on both sides. It is packed full. And lately, I have only been picking books up off of this. So that's pretty much my intention when I bought it, was to put things that I need to like prioritize, because once they go on my shelves, they kind of get lost in that. they kind of all, I don't know, my brain like forgets they're there. It's a whole thing. So having this has been really handy because I put them on here and I go, okay, these are the ones I really want to get to, and then I can only pick from these, basically. So that's what I've been doing. That's the short of it. So yeah, some of these are backlist. Some of them are ones I've literally just bought. I literally went to Barnes & Noble today. So yeah, if I'm buying new books, most of them I'm trying to put on this cart, because that is something I'm trying to stop doing, where I buy a whole bunch of books and then they go on my shelf and they sit there for a year and then I read them again because I forget about them. So anyways, without too much rambling, we're just going to get into it. You're not going to see me, well, maybe I will. I don't know. Maybe I'll just sit here. All right. Just for ease, I had to put the mic on my shirt because, yeah. All right. Let's start on the bottom because it's just the easiest. So the very first book I'm going to show you, this is The Dance Between, and this is by Christopher Catalinas. And I think, so this is definitely indie published. I just picked this up today. I don't know if this is a local author, but they did do a signing at my Barnes & Noble recently. The cashier told me when I bought this. I've picked this up twice, seeing it on the shelf because the cover is really cool, and read the synopsis, and it sounds really interesting. But this has like 3 reviews on Goodreads, but they're all like 4 or 5 stars. So it is quite lengthy, somewhere in the 600 range, it looks like. This is a fantasy novel, and I'm just going to go ahead and read you the synopsis, since this is one a lot of people probably have not heard about. I did get a signed copy, which is... So the thing that really sold me about this is that this is apparently inspired by the author's experience with derealization. It's a story of fate, choice, and discovery. Within its pages, the reader will find fire drakes, guns, quicksilver, fae, flowers, masquerades, and a fairy tale spun to ensnare the imagination of any new adult and beyond. So the synopsis for this one says, the fate of every life in Ilia, I'm going to say, is governed by a star. But if you're Sevi, you live in a place where not even they can see the cut. So Sevi lives in the cut. Wrapping around the walls of a castle and running into the heart of a mountain, the labyrinthian, I don't know how to say that. The labyrinth-like bioluminescent plant-lined tunnels of the cut make the only home Sevi has ever known. Suffering from horrible nightmares and missing his memory, all that he understands about the outside world is that it brings death. Luckily, he has his best friend Lily, his savior and protector against the castle's denizens, called the Fablings, invaders from a neighboring land. The Fablings killed the castle's previous occupants and would gladly do the same to Lily and Sevi should they be discovered. But their seclusion comes to an abrupt end when a flying ship appears bearing a human prisoner with knowledge of the cut. Escaping through its tunnels, he quickly returns with an army, separating the two of them in an ensuing battle. Alone with Alone and exposed beneath the open sky, Sevi is faced with a choice: inherit the fate awaiting him or make one for himself. This sounds really interesting. That's why it's on my TBR cart, because I want to pick this up ASAP and give this indie author some love. Okay, so also some recent purchases that are on my TBR cart. I have Butcher and Blackbird. This one has gone kind of viral on TikTok. This is a romantic comedy. I hear it's ridiculous. I hear the audiobook is really good. It's basically, this is two serial killers who fall in love. That's all I need to tell you. If you're on TikTok, on Book Talk, you know. I also have a copy of The Bodyguard by Catherine Center. I've heard really great things about this. I bought this used along with the previous book. This is another romance. This is a contemporary romance where the woman is the man's bodyguard. That's all I know about this. I've heard a lot of people really love this. So yeah. That's why it's on my TBR cart. Another one I picked up just today is All Roads Lead Here. This is by Mariana Zapata. The little blurb on the back says, "The people we lose take a part of us with them, but they leave a part of themselves with us too." So this sounds like it's maybe a little sad to start out with, and it is Grumpy Sunshine. I am excited to read this one soon. Next on this shelf is The Partner Plot. This was a recent release and one of my anticipated releases for 2024. This is a second chance, I think, high school sweethearts romance. Yeah, two former high school sweethearts get a second chance in this marriage of convenience romance. So all of the things that I like, and I know I like, and yeah, this looks like it takes place in Vegas. It's on my TBR cart. I don't know what else to say. I also have my copy of Masters of Death by Olivia Blake. I've had this one for a little while, but it's still sitting on my TBR cart. And this one has the really gorgeous pages, the bookends. Anyways, that's I don't know why. I also have my copy of A Psalm for the Wild Built. This has been on here since August, I think, because I bought this when I went on my trip last year. And yeah, so this is really short and I need to get to this. I feel really bad that I haven't read that one yet, but it's on there because I have a couple on here that are just kind of quick reads in case I feel overwhelmed and I need to read something quick. So then I also have S.T. Gibson's Dowry of Blood. I recently bought this one. I talked more about it in that haul. This is very beloved. A lot of people love this. And yeah, it's on my TBR cart. I should state that the shelves don't have any, like, the bottom isn't low priority by any means. It's just wherever they'll fit. So that. And I have Allie Hazelwood's Bride. I want to read this one soon. I'm dying to read this. I get kind of overwhelmed, honestly, when I come in to pick up books because I have a lot that I'm really excited to read, but I almost want to read them like all at the same time. So I also have The Takeover. This is by Kara Tanamachi. This was one of my anticipated releases for this year. Talked more about it in the haul when I bought it. Yeah. And I also have a used copy of Book Lovers by Emily Henry because I have not read any of Emily Henry's books and I think I own 2 of them. I put this on here like last fall when I first got the TBR cart and I still haven't gotten to it. So, you know. And I also have Love Naturally by Sophie Sullivan. This was a recent one. This came out earlier this year. As you can see on the bottom, I have a lot of romances. So that's where I've put them at least. I also have That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon by Kimberly Lemming. This is the first one in the series. I now own all 3. And I haven't read the first one yet. But I've heard these are really good. And I love these covers. Love. And another one, the sequel to this just came out. And I do own it. Just bought it today. But I'm really excited to read this. This is a, I don't know that it's forbidden romance. This is a small town brother's best friend romance. And takes place in Wyoming. And I think one of them might be a cowboy. Oh, he's a bar owner. Okay, yeah. So yeah, anyways, that is done and dusted by Lila Sage. I want to read this. I picked this up today because I was so excited to read these. These covers are fucking gorgeous, first of all. Go away. Yeah, anyways. So it's on there, but I'm hoping I get to that soon. Another one I picked up was The Last Dragon King. I bought this one today. This is by Leah Stone. I want to say Leah. I think it's Leah, not Leia. I'm sorry if it's wrong. So this is a YA fantasy romance, I believe. So, and I also have a copy of Always Coming Home by Ursula Le Guin. One of my projects for this year is to reread nearly, if not all, of Le Guin's books and annotate them. So I bought this because I could get this from the library, but cannot annotate it. So yeah, I have quite a few that I'm missing from her collection still. So I'm slowly trying to pick them up when I have like gift cards and stuff. So I did pick this one up today. And I think this is a bunch of shorts, not really short, but it's a bunch of stories put together, essentially. I also have a copy of King of Wrath by Anna Huang. I haven't started this series yet, but the first one is on my TBR cart. And then I also have Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. Again, another really popular romance I just haven't gotten to yet. And then I also have Sorry Bro. This has been on my TBR for a while now, but like I said, I'm not going to justify it. Everything on this cart is my main priority this year. So I also have my copy of The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston, another romance. Then my RJ Barker, Gods of the Wordwood, and this is a chunky boy. So I have a couple of the bigger fantasy releases that I want to get to on here. Last but not least, on this shelf, I have The Thorn Remains, and this is by J.J.A. Harwood, and this is a fantasy romance. So yeah, that's the bottom shelf. We're going to put all these back, and then we're going to do the next one. I might have to change my battery because it looks like it's about to die. Okay, second shelf. Doesn't seem as full, weirdly. We're going to start with one that I'm very ashamed that I have not read. That's The Well of Ascension by Brandon Sanderson. I have the mass market copy, and I need to get to this, but like, oh my God. And then another one I did buy today is How to Hold a Grudge. This I found on my own. I don't remember where. I think I might have seen this in a Bookmarks magazine, maybe a Booklist magazine. I'm not sure. This is a very short self-help book, but I need some help in holding a grudge. So I have this. I got it. I'm going to read it soon. I also have The Foxglove King. I did just buy this one today. I've been wanting to pick this up for a while, and I don't know. I prioritized other things. I don't know how to justify that. I also have A Broken Blade. This is the first book in the Halfling Saga, which has like, I think 3 or 4 books out now, but I haven't started it yet. And then I also have Bridge. This is, I think, like a psychological fiction of some kind. I don't remember, but I remember reading about this one through the library, and it sounds really interesting. So I picked that up a while ago. Oh my God. Then I have book 2, The Blinding Knife by Brent Weeks. I read the first book a couple years ago, and I haven't gotten to the second one yet. They're not even that long. It's like 600 pages. I liked the first one a lot. It's been a while, but I need to get to this. So it's there. This is apparently the shelf of like thick fantasy books, because then I also have The Shadow of What Was Lost by James Islington. yeah, this is an epic fantasy, and this is a trilogy, I think. I bought this one used, like, it would be about 5 years ago now, so it's been on there a while. I also have The Rage of Dragons by Evan Winter. Yeah. Lots of fantasy on this one. And then I have Andrea Stewart's The Bone Shard Daughter. So, like I said, the shelf of large fantasy. And another one that's rather short. This is The Deep by Rivers Solomon. This is a sci-fi, and I think this came out last year. This apparently has kind of like the same vibes as Laguin does. I'm just going to read you the synopsis on the back. So, how do you say your name? Yetu? Yetu holds the memories for her people, the Wajinru, descendants of pregnant African slave women thrown overboard by slave owners. They live idyllic lives in the deep. Their past, too painful to be remembered regularly, is forgotten by everyone except for Yetu. The memories, harrowing and wonderful, traumatic and terrible, are destroying her, and so she flees to the surface, escaping her expectations and responsibilities, and discovers a world that her people left behind long ago. Yeah. This is a really short one. I needed a couple short ones for my TBR. I was really excited when this came out. I just didn't pick it up. So, yeah, just bought that one. Then I also, this is a switch. This has mostly been fantasy and sci-fi, but then I have Praise by Sarah Kate. I just bought this. This is a dark romance. I am excited to read this one, so that's why it's on my TBR cart. And then I have Maybe Next Time by Seska Major. I talked about this in my most recent haul. It is a Groundhog Day type book. I also have my Illumicrate version of The Principle of Moments. This is one of my most anticipated releases of the year, so hopefully I get to it this year. That would be great. I also have Give the Dark My Love by Beth Revis. I got this for my birthday. It's on my TBR cart, talking to my husband. I also have an ARC that I got from a free little library, and that's Don't Want You Like a Best Friend. Now, this is actually released by now. So this is a sapphic, I think it's a historical romance. But yeah, I did get this from a little free library. That's why it's an ARC. I have The Wolf of Orn Yarrow. So this is the first book in this series. Haven't started it yet. I do want to read it. It's done at this point. And then I have the Book of Coley. Oh my God. This has been on here for several years. I hear this is really good. I just haven't picked it up yet, so I think I need to, I don't know, I've been in a romance thing right now, so we'll see. Then I have I think this is a nonfiction, The Overstory by Richard Powers. Oh no, this is fiction. Okay, anyways. So yeah, this has been on my TBR for a while, but it is what it is. And then last but not least, I have My Roommate is a Vampire by Jenna Levine. This came out, I think, late last year. So yeah, that is the second shelf. All right. I needed to switch the battery out on my camera because it decided it needed to die. So whatever. Okay, so we're on the top shelf now. This one has noticeably less books because I keep some things like bookmarks, TBR jar, and like dust jackets for books I'm currently reading up here so they don't get messed up. So noticeably less on this shelf. And the first one I have up here is Feybound. So need to get to that soon. I also have The Final Strife by the same author. And my special edition of Sunbringer. This is the sequel to Godkiller. And I have To Cage a God. Another special edition by Illumicrate. I also have The Thousand Eyes by A.K. Larkwood. This is the sequel to The Unspoken Name. Why couldn't I remember it? The first book was one of my favorites. I think I'm just scared to hate it. So I think that's why I've been putting it off. I also have a Game of Retribution. And then Chaos is coming tomorrow for me. So I need to read this. But yep, that's on there. And then I have The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy. Bought this last year, just haven't read it yet. And I have Wicked Beauty by Katie Robert. This is the next one that I need to read. Oh, Jesus, I'm throwing things. This is the next one I need to read, so that's why it's on there. And I have Heaven's Official's Blessing, number 2. I need to read it so that I can watch the next season of the anime. And The Shadow of the Gods by John Gwynne. I'm nervous that I won't like this one, to be honest with you. And then I also have Yumi and the Nightmare Painter by Brandon Sanderson. I love this cover. Yes. But I don't have the other ones. Then I have... We'll just finish the books. So then I have The Tainted Cup by Robert Jackson Bennett. I think I'm going to pick this one up next, if I'm being honest with you. So, and then I have 2 manga because I needed some short options, and that is Alpi the Soul Sender. Very short, very cute, if you can see the covers here. Very cute. So that's it. That's what's on my TBR cart. I know it's a lot. Let me know down in the comments if there's any on my TBR cart that you also are trying to get to soon. Reassure me that I'm not the only one that does this, that I have books, you know, that I've had for quite a while, plus most of my bookshelves, let's be real, is unread. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I turned you on to some books that maybe you haven't heard about before, and give this a thumbs up, subscribe, all that crap, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.